what I'm going to read to you about Dr. Hamza may not do justice to her long career, but I decided I would pick a few things that I thought I would share with you. Dr. Hamza is an assistant professor here at Women's Studies at TIA MSU. She earned her PhD from our program in 2007. For the last 5 years, Dr. Hamza's research has focused on gendering discourses, shaping girls' experiences of their bodies, specifically in relation to physical activity opportunities. More recently, she explored how Muslim girls negotiate the hijab discourse or the multiple and changing veils in their lives. Currently, her research explores Muslim queer sexual ethics and pedagogy, the hidden alliance between the I always have trouble pronouncing that word, heteronormativity of Islamic nationalism and racist colonialism in sports and the pedagogies of revolutions, especially in Egypt. She recently published a book, which I would highly recommend. It's called Diverting Pedagogies, Muslim Girls in the Hijab Discourse. It's really a distinct honor to have my friend, my colleague, Dr. Hamza here, who's going to share with you what she's been doing for the last 10 years or more. Dr. Hamza, please.
Thank you, thank you. It's actually good to be in this class. I've taken it with a professor who was not here years back in 2005, Dr. Kyle Chanton. And it was the first time I realized that, oh, I'm going to do research. But I realized that I would have needed way more than one course in qualitative research. So I hope in this hour, I somehow intrigue you to do more methodology courses, not method courses, right? Dr. Pierre asked me to speak to you about feminist epistemologies and feminist methodologies, but before I do that, I would like to know just one bit about each one of you. Like if you say your first name, tell me where you're at in the program, and if you have a research focus at this point, so that I have a better conversation with you.
My name is Diane. This is my second semester just starting. And my research, I think, I want to look at the attitudes, the transference of teacher attitudes onto girls as far as math is concerned.
That's fine. Thank you.
She doesn't want you to hard she can handle it directly.
My name is Valeria.
She's okay, we're going to be working together, but she
I'm
wants you to
doing
be
a doctorate in mathematics.
Okay, so
I am in my second year, and I still don't have clear what I'm going to work on, but I can share with you that for this class we're doing a project, and I'm doing it on, I'm taking the feminist standpoint to do some research on the attitudes and, let's say, the difficulties that women have to face, women in mathematics have to face because of being in a field that is historically dominated by men. Thank you.
My name is Rogelio, second year in the program. I'm interested in the relationship between the schools, particularly the principal and the community. And this class actually, talking to my colleagues here, actually helped me discover that that's what I wanted to focus on. And so that's what I'm going to be looking at.
Yeah, hi, my name is Xinhua. I come from China, and this is my second semester. In the program, I studied TESOL.
Yes.
And my research interest is in TESOL teacher development.
Yeah.
My name is Lynn, and this is my second semester, and my focus is early childhood. And my research is changing or evolving, I guess. I'm trying to look at how to better prepare children as they come into the school setting. But I'm learning a lot through this class, like research as practice, not imposing our ideas, but working within, the communities here.
My name is Loretta, and I'm working working with culturally responsive pedagogy and curriculum in TESOL.
My name is Berla. I'm the Curriculum Instruction Department, and this is my second semester. And I feel that I have so many things that I want to research about, but I don't have something very clear. What I have clear is that my foundation goes through critical theory and critical pedagogy, but I need to go further.
Yes.
To understand,
Sure.
this.
My name is Jed Duggan. I actually had the pleasure of having you also guest speak in Dr. Pata's class, I think it was, a year ago. So I'm in my final semester, and my topic is student perceptions about connectivity in an online classroom.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Emma. This is the second year for me in special education department.
Yes.
I'm focused in autism and early childhood.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Najla. This is my first semester. My focus is on early childhood, special education. My research, hopefully I want to do something between the relationship between language development and bilingual learners among Saudi Arabian kids.
Okay.
My name is Kelsey. I am in my second semester of the master's program, curriculum instruction. So I don't really have a research topic, but for this class, I'm looking at the student-athlete experience in the classroom.
Okay.
I'm Ahmed. This is my second semester in going for a PhD in both math and education. And right now I'm working on a research paper on an examination of messages and narratives in teen media, and how they and how those narratives sow the seeds for an increased benevolence in society towards negative stereotypes and violence towards women.
I'm Robin Hastings. I'm a retired engineer. I'm also a teacher at the community college. I'm in the master's program. I have no research interests, but I'm here to pick up anything that will help me to teach a better class.
My name is Pinar, and it's my second semester on the special education program and my specialization on autism. And I want to work on autism teacher training programs because I'm from Turkey, and in my country we don't have any teacher training for autism. So I want to develop something.
She's my dear.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Hello. Anyway.
Hi.
Yeah. Well, let's give me an idea where you're coming from, so that I maybe perhaps tailor what I want to share with you today. Now, if I want to frame my talk today with feminist epistemologies, I also need to know what you know about feminist theories, not feminism. So if I would start with that, asking you of how do you situate feminist theories within the epistemologies that you look at in research, or specifically at this point in qualitative research? Where do you situate feminist theories or feminist epistemologies within the paradigms that maybe you use in qualitative research? If I can put it differently to you, is that we have sort of different moments, epistemological moments, that perhaps if we want to be linear, we start them at the positivist paradigm. Where would the feminist theories be? In which paradigm and in what moment do you think?
Post-positivist, I would think.
Okay.
I would think that, well, from what I've read, it sounds as if feminist theory is not in agreement with positivist theory.
Okay. So, is that clear to everybody? Okay, so feminist epistemology is not necessarily about women. It's not necessarily about women. It perhaps is partly interested in gender equity and gender justice, but it doesn't stop there, right? Is that clear to everybody here? Okay. So I would situate feminist epistemologies in what we call the critical moment, where intellectuals and scholars started to work to perhaps unpack, critique hegemonies, powers, the way they form themselves in different ways in our world. Okay? But it's also more than that. It's not only feminist epistemologies that are critiquing powers. So feminist epistemologies can be, at this point, what we epistemologies that are with principles or tenets that intersect with a moment that I think we are in right now is what I call anti-oppressive. Is anti-oppressive epistemologies that work to critique, expose the powers of that compromise and oppress on the categories of difference, such as race, class, gender, sexuality, language, national origin, ability, etc. Right? So in some ways, hearing all of you, some of your interests here, particular feminist theories would work well to think through your research. From those who are doing what is so-called special education to those who are doing math and educational leadership, etc. Right? But I would specifically speak of the feminist theories that I work with at this moment. And they are, in the big framework, they are indigenous epistemology, feminist epistemologies. And in this sense, they're no more to me called post-colonial feminist epistemologies because we have not chronologically gone beyond colonialism. As indigenous people, and you might think I'm native of this land, I'm native of another land. Thus, I am an indigenous of that land, and I have principles and ethics that I work with and through to think my scholarship and my activism. So, indigenous feminist epistemologies in this region are represented probably by mainly Chicana feminists, right? But particularly the feminism or the feminist theories that I work with, indigenous feminist theories, are Arab, Muslim feminist theories. And they are not capitalized as capital A Arab nor capital M Muslim. And why is that? What am I trying to do here to just disrupt?
Hopefully to generalize.
Say more.
Well, if you are speaking particularly about the capitalized Muslim people, or I guess capitalized indigenous people, you're probably being a little more specific to a certain culture. Okay? If you want to generalize a bit, okay, take away the capitals and look at all Muslims, all Muslim women,
okay,
all indigenous people, and then all peoples.
Good try. Good try. So if I italicize and not capitalize Arab or Muslim, it is a category I use as an analytical category that looks at people who are fluid and changing all the time. They're not essentialized as a people with very few characteristics that serve the colonizer or the oppressor. Right? So you were very close, right? So, but there's, at this point, it is a work that I do to contest and challenge what kind of discourse. If I'm saying not all Arab Muslim feminists are the same, not all Arab and Muslim people are the same. Who am I contesting? Who am I challenging at this point with this kind of feminist theory?
American rednecks.
No, be specific, and then just like, I don't know, that's also a hard
That's a
term
quick
to hear.
generalization too,
Right.
but people who look at Muslims and say, well, they're all the same, you know, they're all just camel drivers and we'll bomb them all back to the
Name
Stone
who those
Age.
people are. Name. Give, like,
Donald Rumsfeld,
Okay, all right.
Dick Cheney.
Okay.
I think people in power, I think that's the general thing. And
Mhm.
then if we're going to get more specific, I guess
George Bush.
I would go with white, male, older, but, and all those people fell into
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, but specifically colonialist,
Mhm.
imperialist colonialist, because the context that I come from has lived long years of colonialism, right? And that is still continuing at this point. So the Arab Muslim feminist theories that are at work at this point is mainly contesting the ongoing colonialism of different contexts in North Africa and different contexts in East Asia, those contexts that either speak Arabic or have majority Muslim population. And be mindful that I didn't say Middle East. Why? That's a colonial term. That's a colonialist term that came about when the British and the French in 1919 sat down on a table and looked at the map and divided all the borders in the area,
Yeah.
and they called it lump sum Middle East.
Okay.
Hmm?
What about Iran? They don't speak Arabic there.
I said Muslim majority. Yeah, any context that has